Hey YouTube, I am doing videos, and this is my first one regarding female to male transitions. I've been inspired with hearing and learning more and watching YouTube videos of Ty Turner and Aiden Dowling. Those are the main two, and a few others as well. But I I don't have necessarily the same process or the same transition or journey as they do. As you all know, if who's familiar with that, they Aiden, for example, he went through therapy, got testosterone, then got top surgery. Ty, he is on testosterone, hasn't had top surgery yet. I have had top surgery. I have not met with a counselor yet. I have not had therapy, and I'm not on testosterone. So this is where my story, my transition comes in a little different than kind of what the typical transition is. You know, therapy, testosterone, top surgery, like that. So I'm just going to give you a little backstory, and I'll talk more either in this video or in a video I make later on regarding how did I end up getting top surgery before even meeting with a counselor and whatnot. Alright, so let's see, ever since I was about 5, 6, I've always been a lesbian. I've always had an interest in women. Never really had an interest in men at all. Never had an interest in men at all. Never dated men. Never had sex with a guy. Never, no interest. And that started at a really young age, and that would be like being. So, side note, I have kids, but I did not have sex with a guy and produce kids. My fiance from past relationship, she has 3 kids. The 2 younger ones, they are like ours because they don't see their biological dad. We call him the sperm donor. They don't see him. So, so I have kids, but not the typical way you have kids, I guess. Anyway, so I was like my son's age, he's 6, and knew that I liked girls. So, and I was able to dress myself, about like 5 or 6. And when my mom would take me shopping, I'd always go and buy men's clothes or boys' clothes. Never went to the girl section. I think at that time the only thing that I wore that was women or girls was probably underwear, but my socks would even come from the boys' side. And then I think about like when I was 14, 15, or maybe when I was 16, when I started driving and had money and working, I started buying boxers. So then I made the transition into wearing boxers, and ever since then I've always wore boxers. So everything I wore was men. Of course, I still had to wear a sports bra. I never wore regular bras, just sports bras too. And I've always, from when I can remember, I've always had an interest in women, and I've always felt like I was born a male into a female's body. And I've got asked that question so many times by so many people, like past coworkers, past relationships. My fiance has asked me that. Her family has asked me that. A couple of my cousins have asked me that. And my answer always is yes. I do feel like I was born a male, but I'm trapped in a female's body. And, I finally decided, and this was like the same time I came out to my parents, in June of 2012, I cut my hair short. I had really long hair that was probably down to middle of my back, and I'd always just put up my ponytail because I hated it. I always wanted to have short hair. Always, always, always. And I never could because of my parents. And so I was like, one day I was just like, I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm going to get that done. And, I was it's kind of ballsy to do. If my family with their culture, you know, they're not really accepting with people who are gay and that. And my parents have came around. My family has came around. Don't get me wrong. They love my fiance. They love our kids. They take them as their own grandkids. They take them for the weekend. They spoil them to where our kids don't even listen to us when they're around. They only listen to grandma, grandpa, and I get yelled at for yelling at them. So yeah, they love them. But my parents have came a long way, and I have a feeling like my mom always knew, but she was just waited for me to tell her. And my dad, I guess he never knew. So, and it was a surprise to him. One of my cousins told me that a lot of my family thought this was just a phase, and I'd grow out of it. But here I am, 23 years later, and it's not a phase. I felt that this was the way I was born because as long as I could remember, I have always felt like I'm a guy. I never played with Barbies, never did makeup, never wore high heels. Like my daughter, she's 4, she walks around here wearing her mom's high heels and wanting to put makeup on and Barbies and all this. And I never cared for those. I played with cars, Hot Wheels, skateboards, those tech decks, just everything, And I even wanted to play football when I was in middle school and high school, but I couldn't, or I guess I could, but I chose not to because of the controversy that would have came with it and whatever. And so I came out to my parents, came out to my family that I'm a lesbian. And, I always felt like I wanted to be addressed as a guy, and I always wanted to be a guy. And, I, like, now, before I had my top surgery done, some people would still know I was a girl or female because I was very large. I had about size E breasts, and I tried to wear sports bra to cover it. I tried the binding, but because I was so large, it was just so uncomfortable and didn't work. And so, yeah, so like I said, I've had top surgery done. Now when people see me, like before like I was saying, when I wear sports bra, like sometimes people think, especially if I wear a sweater, that I was a guy, and they'd say, "Oh, excuse me, sir," or he needs help or whatever, and I had no issue with that. Now I get called he or sir or he needs help or that gentleman over there a lot because now I don't have the boobs or the breasts because I had my top surgery done. And I had my top surgery done on October 28th, so about 8 weeks ago. And like I said, I'll make a video later on talking about all that. This is just, kind of an introduction video and letting you know about me and what my journey entails and, And so I'm kind of just, I guess, playing around with this, seeing how this goes. And, like I said, I will make more videos. This is already getting to about 10 minutes long. So I will make more videos talking more about my journey. So my process, how I got top surgery done already without going to counseling, and when I'm going to have therapy and things like that, and just, a little more about my life and things. But I just wanted to put this out there and, hope I get reviews. If you like my video, you want to subscribe, go ahead. You'll probably be the first one. But, yeah. Well, thanks for your time, and keep your eyes out for some more videos shortly, and happy holidays.